Yes. So this is a BorgAPI website. So first we have to uh, type URL here. That is borgapi.com. And thereafter we as it is already we have explained and we have gone through many videos in training, and it is same with every module. So I will have to click on login. Then we'll have to put our user ID password. In my case today, this is demo, and the respective password which is given by Borg team. Now I'll click on sign in. Once I'll click on sign in, then I'll be in the uh, main dashboard of Borg ERP. Main dashboard means, as we discussed in our last training also, today we are going to discuss about the accounts book. So just let me go through the accounts book. So this is accounts book dashboard. Okay. So let me explain first what things covers Borg ERP with account. Okay. So first, how to do that one. So if we talk about accounts, so the one thing comes to the picture, that is all about customer. Okay. Customer has to be there in the system. Number one. Number two, if we talk about the purchase, then supplier or vendor has to be in the system. So there are two things that has to be on system, and three things is that the product listing, any product master or service master has to be there in the system. Okay, because if we are going to bill, then product or service must be there to select in the invoice. Okay, so there are three things uh, the system has to be there. One is customer master, second one is vendor master or supplier master, and third one is service or product master. So service comes from master dashboard, and the product comes from the inventory module, right? If it is a product company. So now just let's go through how to set up the customer first. So click on Borg to go to the master setup. Then here master setup will come. In the master setup, there is a customer management. I click on manage customer. Then there is a list of customer, right? Displayed here. So all customers belong to that particular organization will be listed over here. And if I want to add more customer, so there are three options to add. One, directly come from the marketing setting, marketing and sales module. Okay, that's automatic setting there. If we convert any lead in the marketing and sales, then that comes into the accounts module. And second one, we can click on plus sign on the right top, and it will display a form to fill the detail of a customer, and then we can click on submit. One second option is there. Third option is there. There is a bulk upload option here. Okay, so if we if we click here, then it will give us the sample CSV file to maintain the customer database. So we can download and we can maintain it. If I'll click on this, then one the Excel CSV file will be open like this. Okay, like this. So there we have some details belonging to customer. One is company name, means company of the customer. Second one is customer name, contact person. Third one is mobile number. Fourth one is email address. And next one is billing address, then PAN number, then GST number, then state code, then shipping address. So these are the details can be maintained in a file and can be uploaded at the time. So even though we have, for example, hundreds of thousands of customers, also can be uploaded in a single click. So this is a customer master base. Now, what was the second thing? Second thing is that first thing we have done. First thing is that we must have the customer master base, and the second one is the vendor master base. Then mm, uh, vendor master means supplier management. Then there is an option over here. The similarly, just like a customer vendor, manage vendor. Then we'll click on the manage vendor. Then similarly, just like accounts, there is an option to either add one by one or upload in a bulk. So if I want to add one by one, then click on plus sign. Then same kind of form will be displayed. Enter the detail and click on submit. If we have more number of vendors or supplier, 2, 3, 5 or other, okay, then in that case, it may be difficult to add one by one. Then from there is a bulk of upload option there, just like in the customer. One format will be downloaded. We can enter the detail in that particular format, and of course that will be a CSV format of Excel sheet, and click on choose file, then select that particular file and upload it. So we can upload in a one go. So there are two things we have now. The third things we discussed we need to have before using the accounting module. Then one is manage services. So service portion can be set or managed from here. And the product section, as we discussed, we have to go to the inventory module. So here, how to set up the service module. So we advise our customer to have a matrix of the services or list of the services. We advise our customers just when customer is new, and we are going to set up the account. In that case, we have seen the most of the cases, means 90+% cases, people don't have any list of services. Okay, they know what they do, but they don't have any document for that. We advise uh, to maintain documents, because ultimately if we are going for ERP or CRM, it means that we are going for automation, right? We are going for automation of our business process. So when we talk about the automation and the reporting system, then the data comes to the picture. Data is the first more priority, because if data is not there, we can't automate the system, and we can't generate the analytical reports for your business to take a decision, or uh, to review your business based on the departments or as a whole. So then in that case, that's a very difficult. So data must be there, and data must be there in a structured format. So what we suggest, we must have just list of services with their category. Then how to define the category, because it becomes very confusing for the new person. So what is category? To find out the right category for the service, what we can do, we can list out the similar type of service at one place, and the another similar kind of services at second place. And we can name, okay, we can name for a first group of similar kind of services, and we can have another name for the second set of similar kind of services. So that name will call it as a category. Okay, so category is very simple to decide to fix, because most of the entrepreneur does not have this thing. When we are going to implement, we have to guide like this. So we advise our entrepreneur to have first this kind of list. Okay, and along with the SAC code. SAC means service accounting code, which is used when we do invoicing for that particular service. Okay, so this is a service management page. We can set our services, and how we can set, we'll have to add here one by one. We click on that. Then we have, for example, if we have already our services in the system, then it's okay. Otherwise, we'll have to click on plus sign, add new category. Then one box will be opened. We can name the category here. Okay. Then we can name the service. And then here, this is a UOM, unit of measurement. If we have any measurement for the services, then we can also select the UOM. Okay. Or if we don't have, then we can leave it blank. And we can name, we can put a remarks if we have the additional information about that particular category or service. And then here, service accounting code we can put, okay, which is relevant to GSC, that is used when do invoicing, right? So this is a service master. So there are three things we discussed before going for the accounting. We must have three things. Okay, now we assume we have set up all the things. Now just jump into the accounting. Now this is accounting dashboard. So we can see in the side box or sidebar menu bar, we have number of things to do. Okay, one we can generate invoice, or we can if we are in another page, so we can come back to the dashboard. If we click account dashboard, then all sales invoices, here you can find all listed invoices. Okay, and the performance wise, so there is a two options. One is create performance invoice, second one is manage performance invoice. The similarly, in the PO case, PO management, so generate PO out, manage PO out, add PO in, manage PO in. So just to clarify what is PO out and PO in, right? PO out means the PO which is being generated in the system and being sent outside, correct? In that case, if you want to buy services from your vendor or supplier, then some of organizations practice PO, purchase order. Okay, so before buying anything, what is the way to buy anything? First, we have to take quotation for the suppliers or vendors. Then we do some exercise on that. We sort
मेरे
out.
को यूं नहीं पता
Then
भाई ने
after
बताया 2,500
sorting out,
लगाने को,
then
2,500
we have to please mute yourself. Then after that, we'll if quotation is sorted out, then that has to be PO will be raised to the
2,500 एक दिन का लगाना है
okay. Mohit, please request you to mute yourself. Then when the PO is received by your supplier or vendor, then product would be received, and after receiving and all that depends on the buyer and supplier terms, then invoice will be raised. Okay, so this is a way to buy anything or sell anything. Okay, but this is practiced most of things when the product is there. Okay, in the business. In case of service, sometimes this thing PO is bypassed. Okay, so based on the nature of organization or based on your business, you can do whatever it is. So PO out means the PO which you are sending out, and PO in means you have received the PO and you want to update in your database. So that is PO in. Okay, purchase, so that's option to maintain or add all purchase bill information just for your future reference and to maintain the balance sheet of your company. These are general expenses. General expenses includes all day-to-day expenses of your company. There's a fixed asset, and the fixed asset means the asset means the heavy things like machinery or any other things or furniture you have bought from the company. So you can add here. This is a bank transaction. Bank transaction uh, means when you receive any payment or you are doing payment to your supplier or vendor, then in our salary you are just giving to your team. So in every case that you have to make entry in the bank transaction. This is for the opening balance, then account chart, then analytical report. So we have a lot of analytical reports also. So we'll cover in detail. I'm just going one by one now. This is a dashboard. In the dashboard, you can say first graph. It shows the bar chart and the details of sales, purchase, and expense. So this is a comparative analysis of your, company month for the entire financial year. Okay, in this case, it is showing from April to March. Okay, April to March means one financial year. So here it is showing sales. Sales means of blue color. Okay, all remarks are here. Sales means blue color, purchase means red color, and expense means yellow color. So in this case, for example, we are in month Jan. This is for month December. Okay, so let me find out. This is for, it means that for the December, 29,116.5 expenses are there. These must rupees. Now we can do for the purchase and sales also. It's not, entry is not there. That's not visible. So let me do some entries. Then we'll show. We'll see after completion of each and every entry. I'll be showing you how it look like, right? This is a profit and loss of the company, means all sales turnover minus purchase and expenses and salary. Then it is shows the net profit of the company. In that case, if this graph is above the line, it means that company is in a profit. If it is under the line, this is going down in the line level, then it means that the company is going in a loss. So here minus 25,960 means company is going in a loss of 25,960. So this is a real time. So we advise our team to make entry in a day to day, correct? So that we can have a clear picture. We have several notifications and SMS, email, which is being sent to the concerned persons. So we'll also cover later. Now here there's a third graph is there. Entry is not there, that's why it's not visible. So it shows the revenue based on the source. Source means this is a lead source, business source, right? For example, that lead has received from your reference. So you have, for example, 10 leads converted from your references. So it will show from that particular reference or particular marketing channel. In that case, you may be practicing Just Dial or any other, the Google ad or Facebook ad. You might be practicing those one. So you can do, and that will be visible over here. The ROI you can get from here. ROI means return on investment. So how much invoicing has been done for that from that particular source, it will be displayed. Now just let us go through one by one. This is a dashboard. Now second one is generate invoice. Generate invoice means invoice can be generated. Okay, invoice can be generated means here you can mm, generate the invoice manually. So you will have to select the customer. So already we have done something for the customer. Already we have made entries as we discussed earlier for the customer. So from there, customers are there, the customer list is there. So from there, this application pick a customer for invoicing. So in that case, uh, select any of the customer for whom you want to bill. So as I'm selecting here the smart computers. So and here this the last invoice will be displayed for your support, so that you can come to know which would be your current invoice, right? So in that case, here in this case, this is a by default number. Okay, and this is a last invoice. So for example, if I'll take a reference of last invoice, so I'll copy here and paste here, and I'll increase one number. So this is a 0001099. Okay, and if already exists, then it will tell other the application will tell you already exists. This green tick mark shows that this invoice is already this invoice is not there. It means that your number is okay. You can put the order by means the person who has given order from your customer location. Then this order number comes automatically, means this is which order number, means it means that already 6 invoices has been generated for this customer. This is 7th one. So this comes automatically, but if you have some purchase order reference or something like that, you can add it, you can modify. For example, 0007, I want to remove this, I can remove, and I can put whatever I want. Okay, otherwise if I want to be as it is, so I can leave it. Now the second the next option is invoice date. Invoice date means the date where when invoice is being raised, that is invoice date. Next one is due date. That's most important thing, due date. So due date means here when customer is supposed to do your payment of your services. Okay, so for example, today I am making an invoice. Okay, this let me see here, Mr. X. Okay, then invoice date, let me show, because I want to show you today. Just let me take today days. I'm just preparing invoice today. Then the due date means, for example, I am expecting, as per our terms and condition with the customer, I'm expecting this amount to be received by 20th of this month. Then there is an option whether I want to build the product or services. So let me select service one. Okay, so and here one more thing to be mentioned, because if you are selecting product means, then uh, if you are selecting product type invoice, then the product, that particular product you will be selecting from in from that product list here in particular. So what will happen with the quantity which you will put over here in the invoice, that would be deducted from your inventory. Okay, from your stock or inventory. So it means these accounts also integrated with inventory module. So inventory gets adjusted automatically from here. When we do billing, sales invoicing, that will be deducted. When you do the purchase invoice, then it will be added. Okay, so for now, this we are making this service one. Then just let me do let me select, this is a GST type. So we have done the manually here just for your convenience and choice. Very soon we are going to be we are going to do this automatic, right? So based on your customer location, it will get selected automatically here. So I'm selecting IGST. So for your understanding, if you are billing in the same state where you are in, so you'll have to select, we'll have to select CGST plus IGST. IGST when you are billing in another state. For example, our company is Delhi based, and we are just billing any client who is whose office in registered office in Delhi. Then we'll have to select CGST plus IGST. If we are billing outside Delhi, then we'll have to select IGST. UTGST means if we are billing to union territory, then we'll have to select the UTGST. So most of the cases, these two options are used. Here I'm using, for example, CGST plus SGST. Email ID, if I want, if I'm just sending the invoice directly from this system, so I'll have to put the CC. I can use two will be whom, if I'm just emailing this invoices from this system automatically, then what will happen? it will be delivered to the customer registered email ID with us in our customer database, right? uh, if I want to put someone into CC, then I can put here. I can put the remarks or vehicle details, motor vehicle details if we want. Then we'll have to take mark on NEFT or online or any mode of payment, uh, whatever we practice in our business. So here you can say this is a particulars. So I'm just selecting anything. For example, laptop on rent. Okay, this is my service. Then you can see if I'm selecting the service name, SAC service accounting number automatically picked. From where it will picked, we already have seen in our service master. Okay, in our service now we already have seen, from there it is picked. So that's why we have already discussed the masters, three masters, which is going to be used throughout the accounting. I can put the remarks, laptop on rent. So I can put for what, how many laptops and all, whatever I want to put. Or I can put the description, Dell laptop, right? Because if you are invoicing, then you have to enter here. So I'm just putting the description of laptop. So Dell laptop, okay. And if I want, I can enter the model number. Okay, so that's I'm giving example. So you can mention anything, whatever you want. So this is a description, and if you it is needed, uh, you can make it box like this also, just for your comfort. Okay, if you have more details, then service accounting code comes automatically when you select any particulars in the service. Then account quantity, if you want, you can add. For example, I'm putting one quantity, and I can put pieces. Okay, if it is there, if already if it is there in the master service master, it will come automatically. Unit of measurement. Then rate means, for example, I'm just putting 5,000 rent. Discount, if you want to give, then you can give. If you are not giving, that will consider zero, and it will not be displaying in a account in a discount section. Okay, discount will not be displayed then if you're not giving discount. If you are giving discount, then only it will be displayed in the final invoice. So I'm not putting any discount here, and discount will be on a percentage basis. So it will not be, for example, uh, out of 5,000, I want to give the discount of 500, for example. So I have to add 10%. I can't put 500. So already it is mentioned over here. Discount in a percentage. So I have to put here 5% if I want to give the discount. Otherwise, leave it blank. This is a GST percentage. So for example, this is a for service. So in case of service, as far as I know, that is always in the 18%. So I'll put the 18%. You can see I'll have enter the detail, and rest of the things and calculation and all that has been done automatically by Borg. So what is the calculation of the total? I have put the percentage only. It has displayed the total amount. It means that what is the 18% of this amount payable, the GST payable amount. This is 900, and total means the product value plus uh, GST. So this is 500. Sorry, 5,900. So if I want to add more service or products, I can click on add more. So I'll be having the same kind of box detail. If I don't want to use, I can cross it. So I'm just crossing it. And when I cross it, then it is also asking you want to cross or not. Okay. Then a complete detail is there. If in a customer master, if shipping address is there for that particular customer, what we have selected, for example, we have selected a smart computer. So there is already box to enter the shipping address. If it is there, then automatically it will come here. If it's not there, you can add it. If it's there, any changes are there, you can change here before going uh, before just clicking on generate invoice. And this is a mail content. If you are mailing this invoice from this system only, then this mail content will be delivered along with the invoice. Then if I want, I can change here. So I'll click on generate invoice. Okay, great. So this invoice we have generated the invoice, and you can see here this is a actions button. We can see we can see here, if we click on view buttons, we can view see the details, more details over here. And then next one is edit. If we want to make any changes in the invoice, we can change, but we can't change each and every value. We have some limitations. Okay, because this is accounting, that the value is affected more than one places, so sometimes it becomes difficult. So we have not allowed to change to every value, but most of the things, most of the key things which is to be changed, you can change it. Click on the print invoice if you want to print. Okay, so if I'm clicking on print invoice, then how it will look like. So right now I'm just clicking on print, so you can see here your company logo, then here GST invoice, then here your company detail, then invoice to, then invoice detail will be come automatically, and this would be the format of invoice. So this is a format. We have taken the laptop on rent, then we have put this description. So we have here the complete invoice, and we have select the CGST and SGST. Then this is 9% and 9%, right? Thereafter, this is amount inverse, like this. Then payment mode over here. Then the other details, means that is all based on the GST in approved format. Okay, so this is a part of all compliances. Now another thing is that uh, I was talking about the mail invoice mailing from this system only. So here one option there, if you are able to see the send mail. Send mail means if you want to send mail directly to the customer, so then it will get delivered on the registered email ID in our customer database to the customer. So it will be, and at the time of generating invoice, we have seen there was a one box to keep one more email ID in the CC. So you can do that one. So it will be it will get delivered. And another is the print option. If you want to print the invoices, you can just click on print, and it will directly will be printed from your you know printer, which is attached to the network or your computer. So if you click on, so I have selected a PDF, that's why it is coming on save. If I click on any other printer, okay, for example any desk printer, so it will now you can see it is now visible print. If I click on print, so it will get printed. And make sure sometimes what happen when we print the invoice, then the footer and the on the top some headers will be there. So we click on more settings, and we can find the computer settings here, and we can see here headers and footers. So sometimes what happen, we by default it is already clicked in every computer. So you can see now you can see the header, some header and footer. Okay, will be displayed in the printouts. To avoid this thing, you can uncheck this one. Okay, now you can say now it's not there. Now another graphics invoice. So if you are clicking here, so any graphics invoice, everything will be there, right? If you are unchecked this one, then any graphics will not be printed. So this is two things to be keep in mind, right, before taking a printout. So you can save invoice from there in the PDF, you can print, or you can send in a mail. So this is all about the invoice section. Okay, Now you can see in the dashboard. If I'll go to the dashboard, I just let me click on here and new tab. Here you can see here one option is there. You can see here in Jan we have prepared one invoice that is 5,900, right? So you can see the sales when uh, this is a sales. You can see the blue color is there to display sales. So it is displaying. If you click on there, or you can just bring the cursor on the bar, then it will also display the amount 5,900 for the Jan sales, right? So this is all about, and you can see there's no expenses in the profit. So in Jan, the complete profit is showing. Now just move on. Once we were here in the all sales invoices, okay, list of all invoices. So this is compute this print invoices we discussed. This is our invoice to delete. If we click on this, so invoice will be deleted, and if we you click on cross, then invoice will be cancelled. So there is an option to cancel invoice also. So there are 5 action button over here, correct? If you click on the customer name, okay, so all debit and credit detail of a customer will be displayed over here, right? Whatever it was credit of itna and it is debit of itna. Credit means it may be some plus amount which has been paid by a customer from last previous error or in the last invoice. That's why it is displayed. Okay, so ultimately this detail is there for each and every customer. If we click on invoice, then then also the print invoice function will work. So we can print invoice from here also. So either we can click on print or we can click on invoice number. Both option is okay so far. So these are a listing of invoices. Okay, now come to the another point. Now pro forma invoice. So this is just like a tax invoice. So click on generate in pro forma invoice. So the same similar format is there for invoicing also, correct? So I'm not going into the detail because the similar format is there. Some of the details we have removed, okay, from invoice because that is a taxable invoice. So we have we have more option and case of performance invoice. So some option have been removed. Now uh, if you'll go to the minus performer, the same kind of page will be displayed as in case of tax invoices, and the functions are same, right? What with so I'm not going to cover in detail. Now the PO, if you want PO out, right? So the format is like that. If you click on generate PO, okay, just let me see if any already generated PO is there. One PO is there. Okay, so if let me show the format first. Generate PO out means you want to share your PO to some supplier or buyer, right? So what will happen? You'll go to the supplier. Okay, means already we have built our vendor supplier list before training, right? So this was the second most important master in our application in case of accounts. So we click on any of the supplier, then this is the last PO number. Okay, and we can also generate another PO. For example, this is 500, then let's we can generate 501. Then order requested by, we can say Mr. X. Okay, Mr. POX. Okay, I mean, this is a name of the person who is coordinating at the buyer side. Sorry, at the supplier side. Order by, okay, order approved by means order, if it is approved then only PO released. So who has approved the order, correct? So you can name the person also. Order date, for example, today's date, and what is the for the product or service. Let's see, service. then again GST. Okay, and the email CC, as we have discussed in the invoicing, the same function is there. Now I'll click on an invoice. For example, earlier we select the laptop on red. Now I'm just selecting new passport service. I can put any description. Okay, so let me see PO description is here. Okay, then quantity, for example 10, rate for example let's take 2000, percentage is 10, service, this is service, so of course 18%. I can also add more product or service from here, add more button. Then just let me click on generate order. Great, now order generated successfully, you can see. Now how to uh, print this one. So if you click on here on the print invoice, there should be a print PO. Then click on this. Then the format of PO would be like this. Okay, so this is a PO format basically, is being used in the industry. Okay, so this is a PO format. So you can just take a printout, or you can send a mail, or you can save as a PDF in your system. Okay, so this is a PO. So you can also, there's a also provision to generate PO and send to your supplier or vendor. Correct. So from here like this, you can use PO out. So you have seen the generate PO out, then minus PO out. Now the same way, the PO in. PO in means the PO which you have received and approved, then you can make entry of the PO. Correct. If you make entry of the PO, then what will happen? It will come, it will be listed over here like this. Just let me see. Sorry, let me check where is PO, then minus PO in, if it is there. Okay, it's not there. Let's enter one thing. So I'll go to here, just add PO in. Then I can select any customer, because you must have received PO from the customer. So in case you are a supplier for them, so definitely the customer will be displayed here. Then purchase order number, for example, purchase order is 50, 60, whatever it is, 70. I can name anything uh, as per my company format, and requested by, for example, Rahul Chan, then approved by, for example, Mr. Sharma, and PO date is today's date. Then let me select service. Then let me select GST type, then CC. I'm not putting CC, anybody. So just let me select here, for example, laptop AMC. Then I can put a description, okay, for the annual contract or something like that. Okay, I can do this thing. Then quantity, for example, I'm just putting 1. Then the rate 500, then GST percentage 18. Then click on add purchase order here. Now you can see the purchase order int is there. If I want to see the purchase order, mostly it will be displayed here. Okay. Okay, this is a way to generate new one. Okay, so from here you can also generate new, or you can also click on here on the plus sign on the right top. Okay, as per our format of our ERP here, you can also click on here to generate a new to enter new PO in. So you can also do that, do this thing from it. So this will be also maintained in your system. So PO is now covered. Now just let's cover the purchase one. So purchase list is there. Now you can see here, you can add purchase bill by clicking on a plus sign. So I'll click on plus sign and I'll select the vendor. Okay, then GST type, then invoice number. For example, invoice number is 675. Then date is today's date. And then I'll have to click on submit, because most of the people forget this thing. Directly just add into the final submission. But that customer is submitted now. Vendor name, invoice date, this step is submitted. Now just let me select the product. So for example, we are just taking example of service tray. So service, then cloud service, and we can put any service name. This is description. I can put anything. Okay. So I can put the here service description. Anything I can put. That would be about the service only. Total unit is 1. And here, for example, rate is 5,000. Okay, then GST is 18%. You can say the total amount and just add the product. So I have added the product. If I have multiple products, then again I'll do, for example, I want to add the second service, then service again, then what is the service? For example, bulk SMS, then you can say the promotional SMS, then you can say here the description, promo route, then route, then unit, I can say 10,000. Then price maybe 1 rupees, okay, or 2 rupees, whatever it is. This is GST percentage 18%. Then the total will come over here. Then again I'll have to click on add product. Then you can see multiple products are getting piled up. So one by one you can add from your purchase bill. Then finally you can put a remarks if it is any, and you can see the total amount after taxes 29,500. Okay, and the each and every description or each and everything is here. Then finally I'll have to click on add purchase. Now purchase bill is added. You can see here purchase bill added. If you want to see all about the product service, you can click over here. You can see the entire details are here. Whatever we have put there, then you can add it or you can delete also from here, right? So this is all about purchase one. One more thing I have actually left in the sales. I'll cover just after covering purchase. Then from here I can take a printout of all my transactions. So I can click over here, then all my transaction will be displayed here. I can take a printout of also. So that's a very important thing, and most of the people are using this one. And just let me take back to sales invoices. And from here you also can take a printout of this page also, which I have forget to share. And another thing is that we have applied the printout also, because some people are filing, GST return and all, they want some detail from the ERP, so they can download the details. Okay, so you can see this CSV button is there, and CSV details is downloaded. So let me open this thing. You can say no detail has been found of selected one. Only 3 is there. That's why it has displayed only 3 details, okay, of this financial year. So that's why. So all you can also filter. You can also filter here. Filter from here. If you want to take certain filter detail, you can filter from here. For example, I want for this month only. So let me take from first and let me 15. So I have to filter first on click on search, and one entry is there. Then if I'll download, so only one entry will come into the download. So I can also apply a multiple filter over here as per my requirement. So this was the things I have left. Now I'll come to the general expenses. So general expenses, you can see the same way as we have seen in case of invoicing and a purchase, the same kind of format is there. So if I want to add the new expense, then I'll have to click on plus sign. Then I have to, select the vendor or customer, whoever expense is belonging to, correct? Thereafter, what will happen? I'll enter the bill amount, then the account name. Account name means, for example, I'm just billing to, for example, just take example of test company 3. Okay. And I bill is 3,000. And for what? So I have to select any of the expenses. So these are expenses: auto expense or charitable contributions or equipment rental, finance cost, income tax expense, insurance, interest paid. For what? This expenses, they are payroll expense. Or what is expense? Supplier in materials, then repair or maintenance. For what? For example, this is the repair of the laptop. So I'll select the repair maintenance, select the GST type, if any. If GST type is not applicable, you can put a 0, or you can put the if it is there 18 or some whatever percentage there. Expense date you can put. If like this comes, then you will have to click on escape, then calendar will display it. Okay, then today's date, then voucher number if you have, for example 60, approved by Mr. X Max, Mr. R. Remarks whatever they are against laptop repair. Then you can select the product and service if it is against the product and service. One more option is there. If it's not, you can leave it blank. Then I'll click on add expense. You can see expense is added. Correct. So you can add it, or you can view the more in detail like this. So this is option. You can also take print, or you can also download your expense, whatever it is, based on your requirement. You can apply a filter and you can download. So this is all about the expense. Now the fixed asset bill, I'm not going to cover that much. It's not being used that much, because this is just like a general expense. You'll have to click on plus sign, then again the pay name, then the bill amount, then account name. The same format is there. That's why I'm not going to cover in detail. Now this is the most important thing: bank transaction. Bank transaction. So I explained the detail in the beginning. Bank transaction means all receipt being all payment is being received in your bank. Okay, hitting in your bank. So that would be come into the, that is a receipt of the amount, and you can say that is your income. Okay, as per the business terminology. Now if you are just paying to someone, so that is the payment that will come to the payment. Okay, so all payment or income transactions will be here, whether it's against the expense or salary, whatever it is, that has to be there. Okay, so in fact this is just like a bank account statement. So this is also used to reconcile bank statement also. So let me tell you how. So if I want to make a transaction, I have received some amount. So what I'll do, I'll click on plus sign. One form will be there. From here, I'll click whether it's a receipt or payment or contra deposit or contra withdrawal. Means contra deposit means if you are going to deposit the cash into your account, and if you are taking cash from your account, so that will be respectively the contra deposit or contra withdrawal. And the capital account is a capital account. The account person can understand this is an account. This is there's a separate kind of account. So this is linked to balance sheet. Now if I have received some amount, so I'll select here receipt. Then I'll have to select the against what. This is the advance payment, so this is the interest, so this is an investment less than 1 year, or this is an investment more than 1 year, or this is a sale, this is against the sales and service, this is a secure loan, this is a TDS, this is unsecured, what it is basically. So here, just for example, I'm just taking, this is against my sales and service. Date of transaction, today I have received the amount. Then how much amount I have received? 50,000. Then where I've received in cash or bank, in bank. Then which bank account. Here I'm just selecting the different kind of bank accounts are there. I have I'm taking here current account. Check or draft, for example, this was a check. And what is the check number? So check number is this. Okay, what is the account for? So this is optional one. So if you want, you can mandate it, or you can update it, or if you want, you can leave it. So account for means you can just enter just for your some keyword, just for your help. uh, if you are just taking printout of this state Borg statement, Borg account statement, so you'll come to know against what that payment was received. That's your reference keyword only, not more than that. So here, for example, I have received from ERP, Borg ERP. So I can try to run Borg ERP license. Okay. Then bank account, which bank, for example, as HDFC Bank. Then payment amount, for example, check. We have given check and who has from where we have received the payment, for example. So Allysoft, this is my customer, and for example, we have received a payment from here. So click on add transaction. Transaction is added. Now you can see this transaction there added. So like this, all entries we can make. If I have given the payment to someone, then I can select the payment one. Correct. I select the payment, then I can select the transaction subtype. Okay, the same way I'll have to go. So this is a payment received option. Okay, on contra deposit and contra withdraw and the capital account. So and now just let me tell you one thing. This is a bank transaction. As I told you, this is used to reconcile your bank statement, real bank statement. So just take either printout. So we take a printout. So it will be like that. You can see the all TID, transaction type, income, or bank or date, mod, check, credit, debit. Each and everything is coming. Okay, if you don't want print, so you can also download in an Excel sheet. So banking statement from Borg. You can see just like a bank statement, you have you are being able to download from Borg. So this is serial number, this is a transaction, this is a transaction ID, this is a transaction type, income, this is a bank, this is the date, this is a check or draft, this is account for, then this is debit to and credit from where that payment has come or whom we have given. This is a credit amount, this is a debit amount. Correct. So total credit is this, total debit is this. So each and everything is coming just like so this is used to reconcile bank statement also. Right. Okay. So this is a bank transaction, all about the bank transaction. Now come to the point. This is because we are lacking behind the time because already we have completed our 1 hour. So just let me focus one more important things in analytical reports. So around 40-45 reports are there. Analytical reports are there in the Borg. So this is the first report which comes by default. So this is the most wanted project. So each and every organization or CXOs or the accounting person wants how much amount we are going to receive or we have not received yet from our customer. Okay, how much amount and what is the amount per customer, you can see. So this is in accounting terminology, this is also called debtor or trade receivable. You can see here the total amount which is due we are supposed to receive so far, that is, you can say 33 lakh, okay, and 83,000. So this is amount, total amount that is also balanced with our customer. So we have to recover that amount. Now just let me see how much amount is pending with the home. So for example, let me take example from here. It's a me and you private limited. So you can see this is the amount, data amount. You can say here on top, this is a data amount. So this is a data amount which is pending, and this is pending of this financial year only. Okay, because the opening balance is zero. So you can say this comes from, this automatically comes in the second the coming financial year. It will this closing amount, this closing balance will become the opening of next financial year. So for example, in that case, me and you, this is 1016, and 1060 is pending. We'll have to receive and we'll have to recover as soon as possible. The second one is Metro Wholesale and Clothes Private Limited. So you can see total amount due is 3,20,965, and this is pending from last financial year. It means that this is pending from before 1st of April, 1st of April 2020. Okay, it means that is a long pending, and this will become the opening of uh, the next financial year if it is not received, okay, before 31st March. So this is the most important and most, the demanded things by the business owner or the accounting person who is accountable for receiving or recovering payment from the client. Correct. So this is a trade. So that's the most important thing. One more thing is that here in action button, one option is there to enter some logs. So we have given a facility here. If any MSMEs has given a task to his account person or somebody else to recover the money. So if they are recovering, they are making a call or they are getting update from the client, then will do this and this time, we'll do this time, and still they are feeling to do each and every follow-up can be entered here only. Okay, so that the business owner or CEO also come to know that follow-up is being done in a proper way. Correct. So this is also option is available. I'm coming back. Now the another kind of report is which is most important. You can see here we have categorized our reports in 5 types. Recommended reports means they are the most popular and most used products reports. And here managed receive means all reports belonging to customer. Okay, transactions, all report managed payable, all reports belonging to our supplier and vendor, all reports related to payroll or salary, all reports related to GST. So if we click on recommended reports, so we are just by default it is visible trade receivable, then another thing that trade payable. So you can we can also see the trade payable. Trade payable means how much and whom we have to pay. Okay, so this is a trade payable. So we need to pay our we are supposed to pay this much amount to these and these our supplier and vendor. Correct. So this is a payable, and similarly you can also add here the managed receivable. Okay, managed receivable means a report belonging to a customer. So you can say TDS receivable, customer list, transaction list by customer. Okay, transaction, this is very much important. What is the collection amount from the customer? You can see from here. Sales, TID is this, customer list is this. How much amount we have collected from the customer? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Against which product and service? Each and everything comes here. Okay, rate, unit, and total amount. how much, what is the business we have done with the customer. We can see here transaction by customer. Okay, we were in managed receiver. Sales by product and services, the which product and service, how much business you have done. See, this is a product of multiple. You can see this is a marketing promotional message. This much business we have done. This is this much product or laptop or rent. How much you have earned? This much. So you can also find out product and service wise your revenue. So there are so many things which is not available in most of the applications. Check details. Okay, how many payments you have collected from check. So recently we have, today we have make entry of check. You can see check number is this and this. So sometimes if any transaction which is done by check is being tracked, so you can track from here. So these are 40 plus reports are there. So if we'll cover that, may take another 1 hour. So personally, we can have a one-to-one call, or in another training, we can cover entire reports, right? So this is all about our accounting application. So now we are going to finish this one. This much only we wanted to explore today, and definitely we'll be doing more in our another training, because we have decided last week we have done for our service, and today we have done for our accounting. We'll be scheduling our next training, our knowledge transfer, in next week. So every week we'll be speaking about our product and service to transfer more and more knowledge, so that all our patrons, stakeholders, our team members can be benefited and can have a deep and deep knowledge about the Borg, and they can also help our customers to get out of this more and more. Correct. So now this I'm just logging it out from this module. Now I'm open for Q and A, question and answer. If any doubt uh, related to this module, so please you can unmute yourself and you can ask me, and we can discuss. So if you have any query, so you also can type in chat, or you can unmute yourself. You can ask me anything in the accounting section, or so we can discuss accordingly. And then we can close this session, Zoom session. So do you have any questions? I hope everything is clear for everybody. So no, I think chat I have received so far. So just let me know, at least I need some confirmation that how you find this training or knowledge transfer. So at least we can get feedback from our participants. साधना मैम इज आस्किंग कि हमारे बिजनेस में कैसे होगा. Sadhana ma'am, actually, unfortunately, this product, this accounting module is for those only who are using complete ERP. So in your business, actually, complete ERP is not being used and not required if it's basically. So accounting module, actually, it's very difficult to use so far, because we don't have a single, we don't have separate single accounting module. We have an integrated module. That's why it's
ठीक
very difficult to implement in your business right now.
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू.
All right. Thank you so much. Great. So just I'm going to close this session. And if anybody has any doubts, so I'm happy to answer any question after this session also. And fortunately, we have recorded this section, I think. So we'll be releasing the recording of this training to all you, right? So you, if anything, you can also go through and take a benefit out of that. Thank you so much, and see you again.